everyone, welcome to Nikki's Crafty Corner. I'm Nikki. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you're new here. I want to welcome all of those who subscribed this week. There was definitely a increase in subscribers this week, so that was kind of exciting. So if you're watching, welcome. Leave me a comment, let me know where you're from if you're new here. That would be awesome. So this is a WIP and chat. You might be wondering, what in the world is a WIP and chat? A WIP and chat is about 35-40 minute video where we talk about what's going on in my life, and we all work on our current projects. That could be a craft project. It could be where you are running around to shuffle the kids from one activity to another. While you're working out, you have your earpods in and you're listening to me. Any type of scenario where you're replacing your vlog or podcast with watching me, and I'm telling you about what's going on in my life, and we're working on a project together. So this week I am working on the Whispered Word Lenore. This is a DAC Diamond Art Club canvas. The artist is Jasmine Becket Griffith. It is 70 centimeters by 87 centimeters. Before I get into all of that though, how are you doing today? Let me know in the comments. I am filming this on Saturday, hoping you guys get to see it on Saturday at some point, if not Sunday. So let me know, how are you doing? How was your week? And what are you working on? I always try and make sure that I ask that, because it's kind of like we're together, right? But we're not together. So a little different, much different than a live, different than having coffee together. So all right, let's get back to this canvas. It's a Diamond Art Club, Jasmine Becket Griffith, 70 by 87 centimeters, which means it's a big one. So it's a square diamonds, and the accessories I'm using are, I got this rose cover minder with the kit. It came with the kit. DAC is now doing that with their new kits, along with washi tape, which this is not the washi tape I got with the kit. This is just some older stuff I had. I don't know why I didn't use that, but who knows. So the putty I'm using, well, let's talk about the pen first. I found this pen on Amazon, and it just seemed to go with the canvas so well that I went with it. Kind of reminds me of a midnight sky. So this is the pen I'm using, and I have a 10 placer rose gold metal thin 10 placer on one side, and just the standard brass 1 placer on the other. I'm using Randa's Crafty Corner Sweet Apple Scented Putty in my multi-placer. And I'm using Patty Wax in the same scent, which is apple. I don't know the exact scent. It just happens to be the scents that I had on hand. This is from Dreamer Designs, Patty Wax. Not Dreamer Designs, Distracted by Diamonds. So that is, both shops are found on Etsy. So those are my accessories that I'm using, and I'm just using a standard white tray. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. Put my wax away until I need it. Oh, so the last time you saw me, it was July 1st. Or July 2nd. No, it might have been July 2nd. So I was just starting this, really. So this week I finished this whole section, basically. I just have this little piece to do. So this is unusual for me, really. I don't usually work this quickly with squares, so I want to just measure and see how big of a section this was. So this was a just about a 7 1/4 by a 8 1/2 rectangle. Yep, 7 1/4 by, or 8 1/2, 8 and, I don't know, I'm not good with, is that 8 5/8? No, about 8 1/2 by 7 1/4. Now, isn't this cute? I did a small business haul on this little cupcake measuring tape. I got it from, and I can't remember the name, but I'll put it here in the link, I'll put it up here. Yeah. Wow. I could not remember my words. I apologize. I'm still coming off anesthesia when I am doing this whip and chat, so I may be a little at loss for words. All is well, all is good. I just really wanted to get this whip and chat up for you guys, and I didn't have time to get it up before I went in for my surgery yesterday. So, as I said, last time you saw me was July 2nd, which was last Saturday. So let's see what's been going on. So last Saturday I edited and uploaded the whip and chat. And I needed new sneakers in the worst way. Like, I think it's been 2, maybe 3 years since I've gotten new sneakers. So I was way overdue for them. So I went to DSW and got 2 new pairs of sneakers. I ended up getting a pink pair and a black and white pair of Adidas. So that was fun. So I did that in the afternoon. And then my dad called and wanted us to go there for Thanksgiving. Geesh, skip the holidays, skip the summer, rush right over to November. That makes me laugh because somebody that was filling out paperwork yesterday in the surgery center actually wrote on the for the date that it was September. So the nurse was like, "What, are you skipping the summer?" And now here I am saying it's that my father invited us for Thanksgiving. Geesh. Does that mean it's going to be a quick summer? I hope not. So anyway, my father invited us for 4th of July. And I was like, I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go because sometimes when you spend your Sunday out, you feel like you had no weekend and you feel like you had no down, just doing nothing time. So, and as you've noticed in my whip and chats, when I'm out all weekend running around, I tend to then have Mondays where I do absolutely nothing because I ran around too much over the weekend. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do about that. And I was kind of thinking about it the whole time that I was out getting sneakers and stuff. In the end, I decided not to go because like I said, I wanted my rest. I just wanted to be in the house. Not even rest. I wanted to be in the house and just be doing what I wanted to be doing. So, what else? Oh, so then when we got home from getting the sneakers and stuff, I went in my back room, which is the laundry area, to put my old sneakers in there, and Floyd ran out into the laundry area, which I try to keep him out because he has this horrible habit of every time he goes into the laundry area, he runs up into my landlord's space. So, and they tend to keep the door open between their apartment and the laundry area so they can just shoot dirty clothes down the staircase. So I went into the laundry area and was putting my sneakers on a shelf. And the next thing I hear is, "Yay, we got a cat." And I'm like, what? Apparently Floyd ran out of my apartment, ran upstairs, and the little girl from upstairs saw the cat and was like so excited and was like, "Yay, we got a cat. I'm just gonna keep him." So then, of course, that ended up with her bringing Floyd back downstairs, and then her brother came down and he was petting Jackie and she was petting Floyd, and then Mom came down and we had the whole family down in the apartment for a few minutes and we were all chatting, and so that was nice. And then they were telling me about this app. Have you guys heard of this app? It's called Too Good to Go. Too Good to Go. I had to check my notes. So basically what it is at the end of the night, and I don't know if it's available everywhere. I know it's available in my area, so you'd have to check it out. Basically, at the end of the night, restaurants that have not sold food sell off their food for they sell off like a mystery bag of food for say like $5, or sometimes it's like, it's usually $4.99, sometimes it's $3.99, and you can get a whole plate of food. Now the way it works is the day before you have to claim a plate. So like if I wanted one for tomorrow, which I think I'm going to try it. I think I might try it for tomorrow. So that would mean today I would have to snag one, which means you go on the app and you purchase one for, the extremely discounted price, and they give you a coupon code and tell you what time to show up at the restaurant. So usually it's like between 5:30 and 7:30, but they also have like bagel shops and bakeries, and of course those tend to be adjusted times. So basically what happens is you go there and you get a big plate of food, but you don't know what you're getting until you get there, which I guess would be difficult with somebody with food restrictions, food allergies, or that eats like gluten-free or vegetarian or whatever. But if you're not really doing any of that, or you have one day a week where you don't, or whatever, it's a great option. And so it helps because it helps the planet, because the restaurants are not tossing food that's still good at the end of the night. They just can't sell it the next day, obviously. So they get rid of the food, they sell it at a highly discounted rate, and you're happy because you got all this food for cheap. And if you don't eat it, you can freeze it or pass it along or whatever. So I haven't used it yet, but my landlords got they went to let me think. Excuse me. Excuse me. I knew I was going to sneeze, so I didn't want to keep talking. They went to, I believe it was a Caribbean restaurant, or maybe it was Colombian. No, it was Colombian. They went to a Colombian restaurant / deli, and what they got was, when they went there, the woman said, "Oh, I don't have a lot of leftover. I don't have a lot left tonight, so I apologize." And then proceeded to take out one of those big tinfoil trays that you would put sternos under, and filled it with rice and beans. And they said there were a couple of ribs, a couple of pieces of chicken. What else did she say was in there? Some cabbage, like something rolled in cabbage, some vegetables. And then along with that, 2 pints of rice, 2 pints of chicken soup. And I know I've gone to this place, and normally the chicken noodle soup is like at least $10. So you're talking 2 of those would have been $20 alone in just the soup. So that is a great deal. So anyway, if you're interested, that's just something to check out if the app is too good to go. So I downloaded it. So I think maybe tonight I'll do something like that and just pick it up tomorrow and see what we get. There's a lot of pizza, like Italian restaurants on there, which makes sense because at the end of the night, pizza, they usually make too much pizza, right? And pasta, and that doesn't go bad right away. So you could definitely eat that for lunch the next day, for dinner. So, and if you're Italian, you know that a lot of times the lasagna and stuff, once it congeals, the next day tastes better than it did when it was first made. So I think maybe tonight I'll do an Italian one and let you guys know how it is next week for when I do my whip and chat. So, yeah. And if you do it in your area, let me know what you got and let me know how it is. I'd be curious. All right, guys, I'm going to put you on hold 1 second and I will be right back, but it'll be like no time at all for you guys. If I could just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So that was Monday. Saturday. Wow. Okay, so Sunday, I had my coffee and I got up and I wasn't really feeling diamond painting, which was interesting, but I decided to do, this wax is being funky with me. Have you noticed that? If you're watching the screen, which if you are, why? I know a lot of people, I sometimes watch the screen though when I watch whip and chats. Like I was watching, whose was I watching this week? And it was funny because she just so happened to say, oh, I'm completely out of focus now, but you're not watching anyway. And I was like, oh, I was just watching. It was really funny. Yeah, I don't know who it was, but so what was I saying? So Sunday morning I got up and had my coffee, but wasn't really in the mood for diamond painting for some reason. So what I did was I was doing some research. I think I mentioned on here that I'm going to be receiving my final Reiki Masters in August. And that's something I've been working towards for 24 years I've been on the path. So I'm going to be finally getting it in August. And so I decided to work on some of that stuff that I needed to do Sunday morning with my coffee. And then had pancakes for breakfast, which was not a normal type of pancake that I usually have. Usually if I add something to my pancakes, it'll be like blueberries or something. But I like adding fruit, so I'll do blueberries or bananas, and usually with bananas I do walnuts, or I do apple cinnamon. It's the way my dad used to make it when growing up. So, but on Sunday, had banana with chocolate chip, and it turned out really good. It was yummy. So that was breakfast on Sunday. And then Floyd was out of all his wet foods, so had to go out and get that. Which by that time I had made the decision that I wasn't going to go to my father's for 4th of July, so I called him and let him know. And he was like, yeah, I basically figured. I knew you needed the rest, so no big deal. We'll see you soon. So that was good that he wasn't upset or anything. And so went out to get Floyd food, and also did while we were waiting, we ordered food for us. I did an online order for lunch with Smash Burger. I don't know if you have Smash Burger where you are, or if it's just an East Coast New York thing or whatever. But ordered burgers at Smash Burger, since it was like right where Petco is. So got Floyd food, but wasn't his normal food. And then while I was waiting for the smash burgers, I decided to put an order in for groceries for the week and thought that I would be able to pick them up later in the day. But I guess since it was 4th of July weekend, nobody wanted to be shopping. So everybody and their mother had put an order in for groceries to pick up. So I couldn't get groceries picked up until July 4th morning at like 11:30, and there was only one spot left. So I was rushing to do the list in the parking lot while waiting for lunch. And of course I forgot a whole bunch of things I needed, but that's neither here nor there. So, let's think. Oh, while I was in the pet store getting cat food, saw that they now have for those of you that didn't know, I used to have 12 tanks in my bedroom growing up. Fish tanks. And I have tried to reset up small tanks in this apartment, but it seems like for some reason, I don't know why, they get contaminated super, super easy. And so I kind of gave up on them last year. But I saw that now next to the betas in my Petco, they have a like 2-gallon Aquafin tank and the whole setup that shows how you should set up a tank for a beta and what he likes. So I was really happy with that, to see that they're finally understanding and showing people that betas don't just need a cup of water. And that's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time, because I used to breed betas and I know they need a lot more space than most people think. And I love betas, and when I get a beta, I usually put a single beta in a 2.5 to 5 gallon by him or herself, because they not only like but need more water and space and clean water. So it really made me happy to see that they were doing that. So now I'm like, I want another beta. So that might be coming soon. I would love to get a bigger fish tank, but it's just not, there's no room here. So maybe one day. But I used to have a 55-gallon tropical tank, a 45-gallon tank with brackish puffers in them. Puffers are those fish that will blow up into like ball shapes. They're really cool. And then I had 2 frog tanks that were 10 gallons each, African dwarf frogs. They're completely aquatic. And then multiple beta tanks, and none of them were smaller than 5 gallons. So I had and this was all in my bedroom at my parents' house, so you can imagine how small that was. My mother hated Sundays when it was time to clean the tanks, because her kitchen basically had hose running through it while she was trying to cook. So I had to coordinate around her cooking when I was going to be doing the tank cleaning. But I had like 100-foot hose that ran from my bedroom through the living room into the kitchen, and then hooked up to the kitchen faucet. So that made it a little bit easier. But anyway, so then when we got home from getting lunch on Sunday, I can't believe I don't know how many minutes I am into the video, because I had to pause it before. But anyway, when we got home from getting lunch on Sunday, my landlord came down with more food from 4th of July, because they weren't doing anything 4th of July, but they had people over on Sunday. So they were like, we made too much food, please take some food. So they gave us yet more food. Now, I'm actually going to be making, or hoping to make, as long as my leg holds out, a big pot of sauce to share with them this weekend, so that I can reciprocate a little bit with all the food they've been sending down recently. So, yeah, so they brought down like hot dogs, hamburgers, rice and beans, just a whole bunch of stuff. So that was yummy, and a bunch of watermelon, which, oh, yummy. Watermelon has been great this season. So, Monday, what happened Monday? Monday was 4th of July, so I wasn't going out. Had to pick up the groceries around 11, so did that. They were, the groceries were before I picked up the groceries, I started working on my kit, which was when I really first started working on this kit. And the drills were very staticky. Like, extremely staticky for a DAC, which I've never experienced before. So what I ended up doing was, what did I end up doing? I cleaned off my drill tray, and I put all of the drills that were static in a pill bottle with a very small square of dryer sheet, and shook them with a coin really, really fast, really hard, and that seemed to help the static on the drills. So that was good. Got that done with. And then after DPing for a bit, went and got the groceries, because like I said, that wasn't until 11:30. Then when after I got the groceries all sorted away and everything, I went in my back craft room finally. And I did take a video of what it looked like before I started. And I'm debating on showing you guys that. I may do like a whole video on what it was like before and what it turns out to be. But it's kind of embarrassing how bad it was. So I spent some time back there and ended up getting, or at least throwing out, for the first day I was in there, 4 bags of garbage. So that was really good. Like, moving 4 bags of garbage in one day was great. And I did move another bag of garbage during the week as well. So that's 5 bags of garbage out of there in 1 week, and I'm not even halfway done. That's great. So did that. Then was watching the Vampire Diaries, because yeah, I'm obsessed. And I started saying I was team Stefan, but now I'm starting to turn and be team Damien. So things are changing in my Vampire Diary life. Anyone else have that experience? So we did burgers. We just did dogs and burgers for 4th of July. And when we got the groceries, it was really funny, because I ordered chicken strips to make Caesar chicken salad during the week. So I brought them in, unpacking the groceries, and realized that they were human grade chicken strips, grilled chicken strips, but they were not for humans. They were dog treats. So that was kind of funny. So I ended up giving them to the dog upstairs, and I'm sure he enjoyed them thoroughly. But we were out chicken strips, and those chicken strips were expensive, man. They were like $14 for the pack, and that was, ouch, that hurt. So needless to say, we never got our chicken Caesar salads this week. So, yeah, the rest of 4th of July really was just kind of chilling in the house. After doing all of that work in the back room, I was kind of shot. And you'll see that when I talk about Tuesday, basically, I diamond painted. I caught up on BevB Live. I started calorie counting, which was great. Very difficult to do. And I realized why I don't do it. It's easier to watch what you eat than actually count the calories. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And then I watched BevB at night. But before I watched BevB, I was eating dinner and went to take out my ATM card because I needed it on Wednesday and realized it wasn't in my purse. So ended up having to search the whole apartment and my car and all the grocery bags and everywhere I can think of looking for it. I think what must have happened was I had a really kind of like a wallet with a wristlet that's old, and I was in the store over the weekend and I was kind of just swinging it on my wrist, and it wasn't, I think the elastic on the wallet probably opened a little bit and it was looser and the card probably fell out somewhere. So my ATM card was missing. Thank God nobody made any transactions on it. So first thing Wednesday morning, I went to the bank, got my card. My bank is excellent about getting cards like right on the spot. Within 5 minutes, you get a card. So I did that first thing Wednesday morning. I didn't want to wait. And I grabbed some Dunkin' Donuts, came home to update all the automatic payments that you have to do. All those fun automatic payments that come out of your account. Did all that. Then what did I do? And then had Witchcraft Wednesday at night, which was tarot, which I knew was going to happen, but most of the people that came on for that were I believe, not crafters, but rather people looking for tarot readings. So there's that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do one more week of that or if I'm just going to call it on that series and try something new for as far as lives go. Just do regular lives and move that back to my other channel. Considering that. So, then there was Thursday. Thursday was diamond painting in the morning because I was extremely excited about this kit. And I'll be honest, I think I did most of the diamond painting on it probably Thursday morning. And then I was supposed to go to Reiki Circle Thursday night. I caught up on all of my YouTube videos Thursday. I broke my only plastic 10 placer. I tend to be rough on my placers, I've realized, because I just don't feel like drills are sticking. So I push them down really, really hard. So I broke my only plastic one. It was a thin plastic one, and I'm kind of bummed out about that. I have to get a new one when I can. And I'd actually like to get a 15 placer, but I can't find one anywhere. So, like a 15 placer for this section I'm doing now would have been great. Don't you agree? So, I don't know. I feel like the more confident I'm getting, I would like to try a 15 placer. This painting is hella color blocking heavy, and I'm really enjoying it because everything else I've been doing lately has been confetti. So, did you know that you need ID for WIP toppings now? That's actually a thing. I had no idea. I found that out on Thursday. You need ID for WIP toppings. Yeah, apparently everybody with huffing, they're now carding people to get WIP toppings. That's a new one for me. And I also found out that they're not really making toilet paper roll holders without phone holders attached, because everybody uses their phone in the bathroom. It was a very informative Thursday for me. I was like, what is this world coming to? I guess it makes sense. But some of them can adjust the phone holders. Rather, the toilet paper holders with the phone holder attachment. That's like built in. Some of them can adjust size so that they can also fit a tablet. So my question is, isn't that just as dirty? Because now you're trying to adjust things as you're sitting there? Just a thought. Or I guess you would have to know what you brought into the bathroom with you before and adjust it before. I don't know. It just makes me laugh that we've come this far from the fuzzy, crocheted toilet paper covers of our grandmothers to toilet paper holders that have a spot for your cell phone. It's kind of funny. So that I learned on Thursday. I need to get a new one for the bathroom. It's driving me crazy. It's a standalone and it keeps falling over. And it's just driving me nuts. So I need to get a new one. And what else was there and then I guess the last thing before I get into that. So my week was very kind of boring. I didn't do much. I was supposed to go to a Reiki circle on Thursday night, and all of a sudden on Thursday my knee just gave all of the pain that my last procedure on my knee had taken away came back. So I couldn't even walk, so I stayed home, and I was kind of bummed out about that because I was looking forward to meeting new people and going out. But that ended up okay, because what are you going to do? There's not much you can do. So I can't believe how long this has taken me to do this section. I feel like it would have been a lot quicker normally. So anyway, so I didn't get to watch the Uncrafty Crafter or any of my Thursday or Friday night lives yet. And that's partially my fault because I've been so entangled in the Vampire Diaries. Like, as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm going to go watch Vampire Diaries again. And then today I'm going to edit this and try and get it up for you all. And I really want to do some... Over the weekend, I'd like to try and get a sample sublimation shirt done for cotton, and get in that back room again, because I think I can maybe, if I can keep my leg from hurting, maybe I can get a decent amount done back there. But I really need a good chair to be able to do that. One that I can just scoot around on and swirl around and not have to really get up too often. So anyway, so Friday morning, I got up at 5 a.m. I couldn't have coffee, I couldn't have coffee because I was having my procedure. So no coffee, no food. The food doesn't bother me. The coffee, I could scream. Because in the morning, all I want is my coffee and my diamond painting. So I proceeded to watch YouTube to survive. And I was just going through, I watched Diamond Painting Grandma. I watched Crafter's Journey, I believe it is. And a bunch of other people before surgery. And I was diamond painting for about an hour. and then I had to get ready to go to surgery. So that was fun. When I was back in the pre-procedure area or whatever, you always have to get all the paperwork and all that stuff done. So the nurse was putting an IV in me, and last time I fainted. This time I didn't, thank God. But she finished with me and she went next to the next curtain, right? And the guy sitting there was like, can you put it in my arm? And I kind of chuckled to myself. And she was like, well, the anesthesiologist really likes it in your hand. Is there a reason you want it in your arm? And he was like, yeah, because it hurts more in the hand. So I kind of, again, was like chuckling in my head to myself. Because, men. Sorry, any men watching, but yeah, pain tolerance. So anyway, so this whole conversation is going on while I'm waiting, and I didn't have my phone back there, so all you can do is really listen to the conversations around you. So finally the nurse decides, she's like, all right, I'll put it in your arm, and I'll have to tell the anesthesiologist to be careful with your positioning and everything in case they need to, get quick access to your vein in an emergency. So the guy turns around and goes, that's okay. I understand how it all works. I'm a Marine Corpsman. And I almost started laughing out loud because I was like, you're in the Marines and you can't take a needle in your hand. Oh man, that was an amusing moment in my life. But I know some people have a serious needle phobia, and I used to be that person. And every time I used to get a needle, I used to be on the floor. It happened like all the time. And then all of a sudden, I think I turned like 27 or 28. And all of a sudden, needles weren't an issue for me. It was the strangest thing. And now they bother you a little bit, but they don't really bother me that much. But I used to be the person that couldn't handle a needle. But it was just the funniest conversation because he was like, I understand. I'm a Marine Corpsman. It's like, oh, God. And I couldn't have been the only one thinking it. So it was just really funny. So anyway, I had my ablation on my knee yesterday, which means they basically went in with needles and tried to deaden the nerves to hope that helps the pain, since I'm not really a candidate for complete knee reconstruction. So it's going to take a while for the nerves to die off, which I didn't know. I figured they would die off immediately, but apparently it takes a little bit of time for the nerves to die off. So I should be in pain, hopefully not longer than like another week or so. And then I should have 6 months to 18 months of pain-free time, which will be amazing because I want to get into walking more, and I want to there's so many things I want to catch up on that I haven't been able to do in the last year and a half. Or no, it's not a year and a half, it's probably a year and a half since my knee pain really started to get bad. So this is a good thing, so I'm very happy about that. And today, like I said, is just going to be chilling out because I am still in pain and I'm hella swollen. Just sitting here to do this WIP and chat, I can feel the swelling getting even worse. So I'm going to see if I can wiggle around on a wheelie chair. I have one of those really cheap wheelie chairs from Walmart. Like the $15 one. I need to invest in a better one, but I'm going to see if I can wheel around on that one in the back room, go through some stuff, and at some point this weekend, make some sauce. So that is my plans for the weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Let me know in the comments how life is going for you. quite a few of you have been actually commenting on my WIP and chats now, which is making me smile. And you guys are liking them, which is making me smile even more because that interaction means the world to me. And if you're watching this for the first time and you are not subscribed, it would be amazing if you subscribe to the channel, if you liked the video, if you dropped a comment just to let me know that you were here. So I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoys their week, and I will speak to you guys all on next Friday. So have a beautiful week. And until I see you in the next video, be happy, be creative, and be you, because no one else can be you, and you, my friend, are special. Take care.